Hi there, Lori. Merry Christmas to you too. Cold and snowy in Minnesota. This winter storm is crazy. I did my grocery shopping today instead of tomorrow because I don't think we're going to be getting much snow in Columbus, Ohio. That has changed, but definitely the very, very cold temperatures. Like right now it's like 42, and by tomorrow morning it's supposed to be below freezing, or below zero, below zero. So we're expected to drop like over 30 degrees in like something like less than 12 hours, something like that. So we're getting some rain, which if it doesn't stop before midnight, when we're expecting these cold temperatures to drop really fast, we're going to end up with lots of ice. So kind of concerned about that, but you know, you just hunker down and do the best you can do and be prepared. And I have my grocery shopping done, got my laundry done, dishes washed, things like that, in case we lose power. They're saying in our area that that may be very likely that will happen. So we will see. I'm just getting ready, and you know, let's say a prayer for everybody's safety. Lots and lots of people are affected by this storm, and for some it puts a damper on their holidays if they're traveling to see family or waiting for family to come in. Fortunately, my family is local, so I think we're pretty good. But yeah, expecting a fun, busy holiday weekend. I'll be at my sister's tomorrow with her family, and then my children will meet over there as well. And we're just going to have like a chilly dinner and exchange some gifts and keep it simple. And then on Saturday, my daughter Andrea and her husband John are hosting Christmas Eve. And in our family, we usually do like appetizers, snacky foods, play games, watch movies, that sort of thing, maybe a puzzle. And then my family will be at my house for Christmas Day. So should be lots of fun. Anyways, I just wanted to show you this. I forget where I saw this, maybe online or something, or on Pinterest. I can't remember, but I thought, oh, I'm just going to play with this ribbon and see if I can do what this person showed. I don't even remember who it was. Maybe it was like TikTok or something. I don't even know. But they basically just put a piece of tear and tape down the center and removed the backing, and then just kept weaving, not even weaving, just running the ribbon back and forth. So it does use a lot of ribbon, but I thought I'll just try it, see what happens, and it's kind of fun. The star, I think, is a little small for this tree, but I don't know what I'll do with it, but was just playing around with that bit of ribbon, something different. If you were not with me in my last Facebook Live, which would have been Monday, December 21st, we did some two-step stamping with, and I just forgot the name of it, the Petal Park bundle, the Petal Park stamp set. And that, excuse me, is coming to everyone in the new mini catalog on January 5th. But we talked about how to do two-step stamping, but then also we did it comparing two-step stamping with full-strength ink, and then also with stamping off for the solid or inside portions of the outline shapes. So you can take a look at that right here on Stampin' Piece with Mary Knabe. Just look under media videos, and you should be able to find that there. And I hopefully will have that posted to my blog, stampinpiece.com, by tomorrow. Today, I'm going to introduce you to some more new products, and we'll make 3 cards with these. So let me flip my camera around so we can get started right away. Please share this live video. I'm not usually live on Thursday at 2 p.m. So if you share this video, that will invite others to jump in and join us for this creative inspiration. And all of a sudden, I've got a dry throat, so I'm coughing. I'm sorry. Okay, let me flip my camera now. Oh gosh, we're coming to the end of December so quickly. I hope everybody's ready for the holidays. I'm pretty much ready. As I said, my grocery shopping's done. My house is almost cleaned except for my studio down here. What else? Laundry done, gifts wrapped under the tree, things in stocking. So I'm in really good shape. So I'm going to work the rest of today and probably tomorrow morning, and then I'm going to take off for a few days. So I hope you too are in good shape for the holidays, so that now you can kind of just sit back and relax and take it all in and enjoy. So we are going to be working with the Fragrant Flowers bundle. This will be in the new mini catalog, and we're also going to be using the Coordinating Favored Flowers Designer Series paper. This designer series, oh, I've got 2 of the same sheet, which means I'm probably, oh no, it's not the same. Sorry, it's not the same. Okay, but beautiful, beautiful flowers in petal pink, calypso coral, fresh freesia, and blackberry bliss. We've got some pretty greens in there with the evening evergreen and mossy meadow. Okay, but florals on one side, and then on the opposite side, we just have some fun geometric patterns in the various coordinating colors. This packet of 12 by 12 designer series paper is in the Sale-a-bration brochure. So you can get this packet of paper, 12 sheets, 12 by 12 inches, free with a $50 order during Sale-a-bration in January and February. And I love that when we are given exclusive Sale-a-bration products to choose from, oftentimes they coordinate with other products in our mini catalog or annual catalog. So like I said, Fragrant Flowers is in the mini, and the Favored Flowers Coordinating DSP will be a freebie in the Sale-a-bration brochure. I'm going to make 3 different cards today. Excuse me. In this designer series paper, there are a couple of sheets, let me pull them out here, that you can cut out some of the flowers. I feel like I'm missing one here. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, maybe it's just that one. Yes, I guess it's just that one. But there will be 2 sheets just like this. And one of the dies in the die set will cut out the large grouping of flowers. And then there's another one that will cut out a small flower with the 2 leaves. So even though there's a great print on the back, I know I'll be using a lot of this sheet for cutting out, die cutting those flowers, which is what we're going to do for the first card. So I've already cut away a portion of the DSP, and these two happen to be situated in a way that allows me to die cut both of them at the same time. So I'm going to do that with my big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And they look fabulous, just like that. Simple, easy. Now these two dies that I use to cut this DSP will also die cut these images that you can stamp, okay? So you can use those dies two ways, to cut out your stamped images as well as some of the DSP. So I'm using a card base of Petal Pink. I've cut some of the DSP to measure 5 1/4 by 4 inches. Those florals on the back are, sometimes it's hard to think we're covering them up, but sometimes we can make other flowers like my die cuts stand out or pop more by using the geometric side of the paper rather than the floral side. So I've got two different geometric patterns in two different colors, 5 1/4 by 4 inches, and then this one measures 2 3/4 by 4 inches. And I've mounted it on a piece of, let me double check. I think I said that wrong. I think it's 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. Yes, 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. So then it's, the cardstock is 2 3/4 by 4 inches. So I just went up 1/4 of an inch for the mat or the layer, the cardstock layer. And I used Petal Pink again to coordinate with the card base. And then I'm just going to pop up these flowers, this cluster, I'll say, of large flowers. Just like that. Now the other one, the small one that I die cut, I'm actually going to put on this piece of white cardstock that measures 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And this will be for the inside of the card. So they're going to get a fun little flower surprise on the inside as well. Okay, now we need a sentiment. In here are two large sentiments, thanks and hello, and then two small sentiment, friend and love. And we have this large die to cut out the two large words, and then we have these very small rectangular dies to cut out the two smaller words. And I thought I had one in here. I went ahead and pre-cut the large banner from Petal Pink. All right, I'm doing a lot of tone on tone here, okay? And I'm going to stamp the sentiment with, excuse me, with Calypso Coral. I think that'll like really, oops, I already got it out. It'll really pop nicely. Now I'm going to use the hello, and I'm going to tell you two things. You can see on my sample card, I use thanks. And I've mounted it across the top and it even covers up part of the flowers. It's on top of the flowers, okay? On this one, I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I'm going to stamp the hello closer to the right side of the banner because I want to be able to tuck this under the flowers. And it's even a little bit long. So I'm just going to take my snips and cut off part of that. And I'll adhere it right there. You don't necessarily have to cut off the end, but sometimes it makes it a little bit easier, especially like me if I've already put my flowers in place. Pull it out just a wee bit here. So there's two choices, or two ways you can incorporate that large banner depending on which sentiment you use. Of course, this large banner you could use with lots of sentiments from many of our other sets as well. And I'm going to finish off my card with some linen thread. And when I am adhering these linen thread bows, because that knot is so small, I just put a dot of multi-purpose glue where I want to center the bow. I just drop my bow on top, and then to give it time to dry and so I don't have to hold it in place, I'm just going to lay a clear stamping block over it to hold it down. Leanne, the card base is petal pink. Okay, card base is petal pink. And also the layer and the banner are petal pink. All right, so lots of tone on tone, kind of coordinating everything. All right. Now we'll make two more cards. The next two cards, I'm using basically the same layout on each of them. It is different than this one, but we'll be making two more cards with basically the same layout they'll each have. And since I was needing two more card bases for the next two cards, I thought it's been a while since I've shown you this. I always think it's just as easy to make two cards as it is to make one. And I also like to score and cut two card bases at a time. So instead of cutting at 5.5 and an 8.5 and then scoring it, I take one sheet of cardstock, place it at 4 1/4 inches in my paper trimmer in a vertical position, and I go ahead and score, and then I turn it to the horizontal position, cut it 5.5, and quickly and easily in the same amount of time. Yes, that is petal pink. In the same amount of time that it takes me to cut and score one card base, I can do two. All right. Okay, so I've got everything prepped for the next two cards. I've got basic white cardstock to go on the inside. I'm sure you all know what that measurement is, 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And then I've got a piece of designer series paper that measures 5 1/4 by 4 inches also for my card front. Then I've cut 3 pieces of designer series paper. These measure 1 3/4 inches by 2 1/2. 1 3/4 by 2 1/2. Okay. And then I have 3 pieces of cardstock to layer these on. 2 in Evening Evergreen, and I did 1 in Calypso Coral. And these measure 2 inches by 2 3/4. Okay, 1 3/4 by 2 1/2, and 2 inches by 2 3/4. Okay, that doesn't seem like 2 I guess it is. So I'm just going to mount all of these. The great thing about this layout is it's very versatile. It'll work with so many of our designer series papers, if not all. I think I want it like this. And you can kind of play, see how best you want. Let's see if I like this better. I think I like it better this way. Okay, so first I'm going to, once I've decided where I want, the position I want my 3 rectangles, I then want to adhere the upper left and the bottom right rectangles. And it's okay if these overlap a little bit in the middle. I am trying to get my spacing pretty much the same, top, bottom, left, and right. But you can see they overlap just a tiny bit right here. And that is perfectly fine. Then on this one, which way do I want it? I don't think it matters either way. I think I'm going to go with this. I'm going to adhere the middle one with dimensionals. And when I position this one, again, I'm looking to get the top, bottom, left, and right spaces about the same size. Okay. Now I'm ready to add a sentiment. Again, I went ahead and die cut my banner beforehand, and this time I'm going to stamp with hello right in the center. Now this is a photopolymer set, so it is best that you be working on something that has a little bit of cushion. My dust protector does. You can also use, where did it go? You can use our Stampin' Pierce mat for that purpose, or even the foam mat that comes with your Stamparatus. A mouse pad also works well. You just want a little cushion when you're using the photopolymer stamp sets. It gives a nicer, better impression, okay? And now I'm ready to adhere this with dimensionals, and notice where I'm putting my dimensionals. This is where my sentiment is going to go, my banner. I did not put dimensionals up here or in the middle because this piece is already on dimensionals. And I want this to lay flat with the piece that's already raised. So I put my 2 dimensionals where they won't be overlapping this place. They'll be placed off of it. And you can play around with this. You could put it right in the center. You could put it at the bottom, the top, off center, whatever. I'm going to do it just like this. And then once again, I'll finish off with a bow made from, oh, how did I get 2 out? Look at that. I guess I should use up the one that has less on it. Not sure what I pulled out 2, but 2's better than none, right? I always have plenty of linen thread. It's one of my favorite trims to add to cards. It's really inexpensive. It goes a long way. If you want sort of a rustic or shabby chic look, it works well for that. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. Just place a dot of multi-purpose glue where I want the center of my bow. I'll lay that down, put the knot of the bow right into that, and then I'm going to hold that down with a clear stamping block. Now we're going to make nearly the same card, just because this is a really good, very basic light card layout. Let me pull these down here so you can see a little better. I'm using all of the same materials. I like to show you that you can get a lot of cards made, a lot of projects made with all the same materials. Sometimes we're trying to use up everything we have. There's so many choices and we get overwhelmed. I prefer to make, when I pull out a bundle or a product suite, I prefer to make several things with that. Number one, the idea is already in front of me. And number two, I'm not having to make as many choices and selections, but I still have the opportunity to change things up a bit, okay? So again, I've cut a piece of designer series paper into 3 pieces that measure 1 3/4 by 2.5 inches each. All right, same measurements for this card. But this time, I've chosen to use 3 colors of cardstock rather than the 2, as I did on that card. And again, I cut these to 2 inches by 2 3/4. So now I'm just going to mount my DSP rectangles on top of the cardstock rectangles. And I'm changing the direction of my card. So from this layout to this one, again, very similar layout, but I'm changing it to a horizontal position. And I'm going to do the same thing with these, changing them to the horizontal position. And you can put whatever you want in the middle. These 2 have darker cardstock, so I'm going to put the one with the lighter petal pink cardstock on top, or in the middle, I should say. So I'll start by adhering my top left and bottom right rectangles. And then my center one, again, I will pop up with some dimensionals. These cards are mainly Petal Pink and Calypso Coral. Another great combination with this suite, or I should say with this bundle and the coordinating DSP, is using Blackberry Bliss and Fresh Freesia. And do you all know where I'm coming up with that color scheme, that color combination? I just look right here at the back of my DSP. Every pack of DSP should have the names of the Stampin' Up! Colors used in the paper. This is something I find extremely useful. You know how much I love using designer series paper. I especially love it when it coordinates with a stamp set or a bundle. But I just look right here at my DSP, what colors are used in the DSP, and that's how I choose the cardstock that I'm going to use. So if I wanted to do similar cards, but with this flower, I would be choosing Blackberry Bliss and Petal Pink, and I would probably pull in that Mossy Meadow as opposed to the Evening Evergreen that's used here. Okay, you see that's Mossy Meadow there. So you don't have to guess what colors are in the DSP. You just have to look at the back of the package, all right? Keep that in mind. Sometimes we overlook that small print, and that is small print you want to be aware of. Okay, I'll stamp my sentiment, and this time I'm going to stamp thanks. And I'm going to center it right in this banner. It just fits, which is so nice. And I'm going to here, again, you can choose where you want to adhere the sentiment. You might want it at the top, the bottom, you might want it centered somewhere. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to off-center it again. And same thing with the dimensionals. I want to try and get my dimensionals where they won't be overlapping the piece that already has the dimensionals on. If I did that, then part of my banner would be higher than the end that's on the stuck down right here, because it would be 2 layers of dimensionals here. So I'm going to put one on the end and then one on the opposite end, but on the bottom of the banner. And I'm going to go something like, I'm going to go just right about there. I like it this way because if I come over here to the middle, I'll be covering up most of the print on this bottom rectangle. So that's why I chose to off-center it. And again, finish up with a linen thread bow. How many of you have picked up this tip for adhering your linen thread bows? Putting the dot of glue, multi-purpose glue, Actually, I'm going to put it up here, kind of balance things since we have this empty spot. So another use for your clear blocks, all right? So here's my first card. Remember that I die cut the flowers on the front and inside from the designer series paper. My second card with the set of 3 rectangles. And then I just took the same layout and switched it up a bit by going horizontal with it for the last card. So these are my 3 cards. Again, the name of the bundle is Fragrant Flowers. If you would like your name to be entered into the drawing to receive one of these 3 cards, please type in the comments, Fragrant Flowers. Fragrant Flowers. Okay. And just keep in mind that the Fragrant Flowers bundle will be available in the January to April mini catalog, but you can get the pack of 12 sheets of 12 by 12 designer series paper called Favored Flowers as a celebration freebie. You can get the whole pack of designer series paper free with a $50 order. And I believe, if I remember correctly, that this bundle is right at about $50, $51, $52. So you can buy the bundle, get the DSP free, and that begins January 5th. I did mail out catalogs and celebration brochures this week. Let me flip my camera back. Well, where is it? Here we go. I did mail out catalogs and celebration brochures this week. I went back as far as May. Anybody that placed a Stampin' Up! Order with me since May of 2022 through today, or through yesterday, I should say, catalog and celebration brochure have been mailed to you. They're going out. They went out in purple, a purple envelope, poly envelope. So be looking for that. You never know if it will get there quickly or take longer because of the holiday mail, but it's on its way. Excuse me, if you have not placed an order with me in that time frame, it's not a problem. You just need to message me your full name and mailing address requesting that you would like a catalog. And if you are somebody that's never purchased from me before, and you do not currently have a demonstrator that you're working with, I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And you too can message me your full name and mailing address, and I'm happy to send you a complimentary catalog. Okay, so before my voice goes out completely, I want to tell you all to enjoy this beautiful holiday season. I know up until now, many of you, like myself, we've been working hard, trying to keep life going, but at the same time planning for our holiday celebrations, buying gifts, making cards, shopping, decorating, all kinds of things, giving, maybe doing some charitable things. So please take some time for yourself. Try to kick back and enjoy. Something I learned several years ago, and I try to always keep it in mind, especially at busy times like this. And I've had to tell myself that this week. I did not get out all of the cards that I wanted to. And I'll still be working on that a little bit, but I have given myself some grace. I've told myself I will do the best I can do, and that's all that I can do. I'll do my best, and I have to let go of the rest. So I hope that you will heed the same advice. Be good to yourself and enjoy this special time with family and friends. Stay warm and stay safe. The weather's awfully crazy in most of the United States this week. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. If you celebrate other holidays like Hanukkah, I wish you the very best in your celebrations as well. Have a good weekend, and I will see you probably not till middle of next week. I'm taking the next few days off. So probably won't see you until the middle of next week. Take care until then. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah. Enjoy all of your holiday celebrations. Bye-bye.